All right, guys, welcome back to the Woodland Pursuit. And today we are going to go over my saddle setup, like everything I need to self-film, to hunt in the woods, minus the weapon. Whether you take a bow or a crossbow or a rifle or a muzzleloader, it really is insignificant. You can use all of these things from up above at a better vantage point in a tree, as far as my opinion is concerned. Some people like to hunt the ground, blinds, whatever, but whatever you want to take up in the tree, full saddle, like bag dump right now. Let's check it out. All right, so here is my whole setup. All right, my bag's in here, my cameras are in here, everything's in here minus my iPhone, which I'm recording with right now. This is a new iPhone 17 Pro. It's absolutely great. So that's what I use in the tree right now, because I had a Sony FX30 and a really fancy setup and whatever, but for running and gunning, it's a little heavy. It's a little overkill for my YouTube channel. Don't really need it, so I'm starting to scale back, and this is what I got right now. Let's empty the bag out and see everything I have, and maybe there's a few things in here you'd like to have. We'll check it out. All right, first, before though, we are going to weigh it. So right up here, I have a scale. I'm gonna tar this scale, or tear it, sorry. Turn it on, tear it, make sure it's set at 0. All right, so how much does this weigh? Stick it on a clip and let it hang. Literally everything, including camera gear. So we gotta remember, I'm gonna have a ton of stuff in this thing. 21.2 pounds. I'll bring this over here so you can see it, because there's probably skeptics out there that'll say, no way it's lighter, or no way it's more. There we go, right there. All right, so 21.2 pounds. Oh, there you go. So let's empty the bag out now and see all the contents within it. All right, guys. So nothing fancy about this video. I'm just gonna sit on the ground with you, like we're hanging out, and I'm gonna tear into this bag, start spreading it out, and show you everything that I use. Now, obviously, I don't have my clothing in here, my boots in here, my hat, stuff like that. But I have everything I need for the hunt. If I was wearing what I'm wearing right now, I could get into a tree, and I could self-film. So the first thing once you're in the woods that I always get off is the platform. And you'll notice that here's the platform. I got some quick connects, some straps on here, boom. The platform comes off this easy. And I'll explain all the equipment that I'm using. And if you want to see individual specifications to all the gear, I probably have a review video on the Woodland Pursuit, or you can just check out the manufacturer stuff. But this is the Arsenal Sub 2 platform. Absolutely love it. It's my go-to platform this year. Second thing I'd pull off my bags, of course, is my sticks. And disconnect there, disconnect there. All right, so here's my sticks. So I carry in 4 tethered 1 sticks. I absolutely love these sticks. I've been using them for about 3 seasons. Will not use anything else. Absolutely love these. They're great. New this year is, let's see if I can unwrap it, is the aiders on them. So I'm buddies with the guys over at the Amsteel guy. So they hooked me up with, I have a single aider on this, and I have a double aider on my first stick. So bottom is a double aider, and then singles the rest of the way up. I have 6 sticks, but I only use 4 in the woods with me. But that's my stick setup. If you want to get you some Amsteel aiders for your sticks, use the code TWP10. Go to the Amsteel guy, and that'll get you 10% off. All right. So obviously on the outside that we haven't discussed yet is my bag itself. All right. So Ernie hooked me up with this over at Tethered. Ernie hooked me up with this fast pack, and I absolutely love it. It's the second one I've had. I had the other one too. The original one, what was it? Coyote Ranger color, or or whatever they're calling it. It's like a green and brownish tannish kind of color, if I remember right. But one of my friends inherited that. I got obviously the Bottomlands by Mossy Oak. Absolutely love it. The fabric's a little bit softer on this one, so it's quieter. I like that a lot. The other one was great for like school or something because it was, I don't know what the material is. You'll have to look at their website at tethered.com. But it's really, really durable. Like, it was bomb-proof, absolutely bomb-proof. You're never gonna mess that bag up. It's gonna last you the rest of your life. The only thing is the material was a little stiff, and it made a little bit of noise. Problem solved with this one as far as hunting it. The fabric's soft. It's a soft fabric, but it's very, very, very durable. I've been using it for 2 seasons, maybe 3. I forget exactly how long I've been using this. But since it came out, and absolutely love it. All right, one of the accessories I did, because this thing's got MOLLE all over it. You see all these attachment points. There's MOLLE and loops and tags where you can just strap anything to it. And if you get their compression kits with straps like this, one of the, back when I bought this, I don't know if it still does or not. You have to look on, like, again, on their website. The compression straps are great because you can stick them anywhere on here and attach anything, like how I was attaching my sticks, how I was attaching my platform. I can attach anything else that way. You can stick anything on it. And like here, I have a marsupial pack that's MOLLE for the marsupial binus hardening kit. It holds, and we'll just take that out now. It's strapped to it, and it holds my Ranger Vortex rangefinder. So there we go. I bring a rangefinder in the woods with me. There's that, and it goes in this pocket so I won't lose it. It's on the outside, so it's easy access to it. And I could put whatever other pockets they have too on the outside of this because it's all attached right here with the MOLLE. It's absolutely great. Over here, I have camelback packs installed. You can see it's got the different kind of camouflage there. And them slip-in pockets where you can put your water bottles and stuff. That's cool, but the water bottles fall out. Like, I'm kind of rough going through the woods and stuff, and I throw stuff around, and if you bend over anything, it'll slip out. I don't want to lose anything, especially when I just throw my pack in the truck and I go. This is a water bottle MOLLE holder made by Camelback, and I can zip it up, and you can put anything in it. Like, here's my HISS strap from Tethered, and I'll go over that in a minute. We'll just shove it back in there. But I can put anything in there. Sometimes I put my thermocells in here. During the warm season and during the hot season, I put my my Yeti bottle with my hot chocolate or coffee or whatever in it. And then on the outside, I used to put my camera arm in it so I wouldn't lose my camera arm from 4th Arrow. But now I'm using a Lone Wolf pocket arm. It doesn't fit, and I slide it on the side, and it actually has bungee on it that holds my Lone Wolf in the slide, and so I don't lose that. So that's the bag. The bag is awesome. All right. If you want to see more specs on this bag, I have a video on that, and then Tethered has a bunch of videos on it. But let's open it up and let's start seeing what's in it. I'm gonna go into the main pocket first, and then I'll do the side pockets. All right. So you see it on the top before I even open it up. I had the marsupial pocket, and I had my rangefinder. There's a top pocket on that. I opened that up. There's a pocket in the pocket. There's pockets in pockets in pockets on these things, which is awesome for organization. This pocket right here is always designated for my keys. There's a little clip for it, so I clip my key ring to it. I stick it in there, and then I zip it, so it's secured twice inside a pocket. So 3 levels of security. I don't lose my keys. I need to get home. I need to get back in my truck. All right, and then I go in there, and I usually have my flashlight in here, and then I'll have my glasses because I need readers. I'm getting old. I'm getting blind. So flashlight, this, and you can stick anything else in that pocket too. The cool thing about this pocket is not only is it accessible from the top, when I open up the main flap, because that's the top pocket, now you can fold this over. There's another zipper inside, and you can get access to that pocket from the other side also. So if I have the outside access to the pocket closed, and I have my flashlight in it, and I want to get access, and put my flashlight back in it, and I want to get access to my flashlight without opening it up from the other side, then it can hang it from the tree and use this pocket to hold things while it's hanging from my HISS strap, because I actually love my HISS strap. And actually, that wasn't my HISS strap in that other pocket. I misspoke. That was my MVP, my back strap. All right. So you can access that pocket from 2 different spots. All right. Then once I open up this main flap, now this is where all the main stuff is. So I open up the main flap, right? Now here's my HISS strap. I have a bunch of carabiners on it, and I like to use lock-in carabiners if I can find them. They're kind of hard to get. I use these little locking carabiners. They're small. Walmart has them. The climbing stores have them and stuff. They can get expensive at the climbing store, so I like to get them at the Walmart if I can. But that holds all my gear on the tree, and it's state land compliant, which my saddle setup has to be state land compliant. But I use this with my climber too. Absolutely love it. I don't screw anything into the tree anymore. And then I have the fold and go from Tethered to hold my bow or my crossbow or muzzle loaders or rifles or whatever you want. Very stable, very good. I like this a lot. So that's my strap. I have a really old, like 20, 30-year-old bow hoist. It's called the Strapper, I think. Strapper receiver. I don't have my reading glasses on. I can't see it. But this thing is really, really old. It's retrofitted now with new little tiny, locking carabiners on both sides. And also the tethered scorpion hook. This is a grappling hook that I absolutely love. I don't use this for like pulling things into the tree. I use it for bringing things out of the tree when I'm pulling everything down and I'm leaving, because because I don't like metal to metal contact. I took some paracord here and I double looped it on both sides, and this goes around my cams or my crossbow or whatever, so there isn't metal to metal when I'm pulling it up, and it's secured and locked in. It's not coming loose, right? But when I'm descending out of the tree and I'm getting out, I take all my individual things, instead of packing them up again and carrying them down with me and loading back up again, I just hook them on the grappling hook, lower them, give it a little wiggle, it falls off, and then I bring it back up, and I'm not throwing things out of the tree, destroying my equipment. And then this is so great. And then I have it with me too. Say if I drop something and I can fish it, from up top, and I don't have to descend out of the tree and make all that noise and go and get it. So this is an old reel strap too. It pulls as you go, blows in the wind until you reel it back up. And there's a reel on the side, and you reel it back up. I had a newer version from Hawk and it broke. This thing's 30 years old. It's never broke. It's a little bigger. It's not as compact as the Hawk was, but it's obviously more reliable because it's 20, 30 years old. Of course, here's my linesman and my tethered. I have two of them to stay safe. Sometimes I get a little unsafe and I use one, and I use one as my linesman on the way up, and I use that same one I disconnect when I'm on my platform and I hook it up as my tethered. It's a bad habit I do to try to lighten up and not take as much. But lately I'm just like, somebody fell in Connecticut and died, and I'm just a little more conscientious now for my safety. I don't want my kid to be an orphan. So yeah, I have two of the, I think it's called Oplux ropes. I have two Ropeman ones with what are these called again? The Rock Exotica Pirate auto locking. These things, when you open up the gates and you close them, they're automatically locked. You can't open them now. You have to pull down on them, give them a twist, and then back. And then when you let them go, the springs pop it all back in. So there's no screwing. It's quicker, it's easier, it's safer. Before with the screws, I'd always leave them unlocked. So I got the auto locking to break that habit of not being securely fastened into the tree. If you use a thicker carabiner like this and you don't use one of the I-frame skinny ones, then Ropeman ones are really great on 8mm rope. If you use it at your own risk. I'm not telling you to, because it falls outside of the manufacturer specifications for rope diameter on the Ropeman ones. I'm telling you right now, I use it all the time, and it's legit. I don't have any problems with it slipping ever, as long as I use this carabiner. Use another carabiner, and then you change that dramatically. So I'm telling you right now, if you switch this carabiner, you may not be safe. The fatter carabiners work because they give a better clearance, thing with specs with the rope. But if you use the thin ones, it's going to definitely slip. If I put like one of my black diamond carabiners in this, like I have on this side right here to secure my lineman's belt to my saddle, if I put this, well, actually this is a Mad Rock carabiner, but they're designed the same, that I-frame. They're really skinny. If I stick this in there, it will slip on the rope and it won't hold me securely. With the other one, it will. All right. So there's my ropes. All right. So new this year, 2025, the tethered carnivore 2-panel saddle. I haven't even used this as a 2-panel saddle yet. I've used it as a single panel only because it's super duper comfortable as a single panel. Like Carl says that in the reviews and stuff, and it's absolutely true. It's a factual statement. I haven't even undone these buttons in the tree yet, not once. I haven't done really long sits either that would like have me want to. But 2-3 hour hunts, single panel mode, money. All right. All right, so now we have pockets in the pockets. So here's a back pocket right here. There's nothing in it. I have a side pocket right here inside. There's nothing in it. Side pocket on the side is one of my saws and a knife. So this is a cheap $3 knife from Walmart, and it works great. And if others in the woods, I don't care. Sometimes I set them down, I can't find them again. This is a saw that I got from, you'll see right there, the brand. A saw that I got from Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. It cuts ridiculously well. I also have the new tethered saw. It cuts great too, but this one has just been my go-to. It cuts really large diameter trees in no time, and the grip is just, you lock in, and it's effortless when I cut with this. And so I use it because I'm fat and I'm lazy and I don't want to be like cutting on a tree and sweating my ass off because I'm fat and old. All right, so I've been using that. Now here's another pocket in the pocket. Open it here, I reach down in, and what's in this? It is all my licenses and stuff from different states and my hunter ID and or hunter education and all that stuff. All right, so that's in there. All right, so that's the main pocket and the pockets in the pocket. So that's all that. Now we go into side pockets. Again, like I was saying, I have right here, I have the Camelback water bottle cases on both sides just because they're great. They add like more capacity to the bag without really adding anything to the bag. It's like it was made to go there. Inside this one, reach my hand in, so you can really got a big pocket. There's nothing in it. I have to stick my whole hand in it because it's deep. So we'll see what's in it. Now, in between the pocket and the Camelback pouch, I undo the bungee and out comes, I wiggled a little bit because of how it's designed, but there's the Lone Wolf pocket arm. That's new that I'm using now for my mobile running guns. I really, really enjoy these. I've had the original one. This is the pocket arm razor with the new phone head. I wouldn't recommend, personally, I wouldn't recommend using this with a fluid head, although you can. It just gets a little bouncy with the more weight than a phone. You start adding more weight than a phone, and it starts to bounce. It bounces even with the phone. You have to kind of, like when you aim it, you have to settle it out and then pull your hand away slowly, or your footage is gonna shake. Now the iPhone's really good at taking that shake out, so it's not a factor if you have like a new iPhone 17 Pro like I do. In some of the models before that, they're really good at the anti-shake, kind of like the GoPro for stabilization. But when you put a fluid head on here and then you put like a lensed camera or something like that, they're not so good with the stabilization. You know, a GoPro is, but at low light, it turns stabilization off. So if you're, you know, in the wee hours of the morning or in the dusk, you know what I'm saying, at night, then the stabilization shuts off on those. So it'll be bouncy. So don't exceed the weight of like a phone. Stay with like a phone or a GoPro or an action camera or something on this. If you're going to use a bigger camera, definitely go to the full-size pocket arm. But beware with weight on that. And that's why I went with the saddle light arm from Fourth Arrow. If I'm going to use like my Sony FX30 with the lens and all that stuff, and I'm going to get a heavier setup, the saddle light arm is rock solid. It's not going to bounce, it's not going to shake. And when you get out, when you start to reach out too, when say you have this thing folded out and you get really over to, like, say it's based on a tree here, then it wants to kind of bend down with the weight with this arm a little bit. And get a little kind of like flexy in the joints and in the material and stuff, and it gets a little bouncy. The Fourth Arrow one's not going to do that with a heavier load. But with a phone, the Fourth Arrow camera arm is a lot more bulk and weight and stuff than this. This is so much more convenient, so much lighter, so much easier in the bag. So for what I'm doing with a phone, I think this is good because they have the Fourth Arrow camera arm has the new minimalistic base, which is great. But still, everything, when you have like the fluid head, you have the camera arm, you have the base, you have all this stuff is right here in just one thing that slides down in there. It's thin as like a small book. So it's like, this one's really easy if you're just going to use a phone. And if you're going to use something more heavier, I would suggest the satellite camera arm, either the OG model with the original base if you're running a heavy rig, or if you're using a lighter setup, or a phone and you just want something that doesn't ever bounce because you're mental and you can't handle that, then go with the minimalist base. All right, so that's that. Now there's another pocket here, and in that pocket, of course, is my deer drag rope and the strap for pocket arm, lone wolf pocket arm. All right, and then on the outside, bowling balls, elastic pouch thing right here. There's nothing. All right, now flipping it over, I have the same pouches on the other side. Again, I have the Camel back water bottle pouch that I keep all sorts of stuff in. And in this one is, like I mispronounced earlier, it's the MVP. So this is my back brace that I also use to secure, is like a knee pads, kind of a knee thing. Works absolutely awesome with that. Check out my Facebook and see how I use this on my knees. I posted some pictures recently called saddle hacks that I use this, and it's great. And because I don't use it for my back. And you'll see that on my Facebook. And in the other zipper pouch right here, I'm gonna have, this is a trail camera strap. All right, and I use that and I put it around the tree, and then I put on my GoPro clip. All right, so there's my little magnetic GoPro clip. You'll see them at Best Buy or Walmart's or whatever. And on this, I have an attachment right here. It's a little quick connect that I can put in the GoPro thing here. And once I lock that in, it's a little small quick connect that receives my GoPro, and you'll see that little block right there. So then it just clips in right there. This thing's made from Ulanzi, I think it is. Yeah, Ulanzi Falcam Quick Connect. So with that, I have my Hero little case on here with my Hero 12 Black. All right, so with the Hero 12 Black, I run a high capacity card. I have a 512 gigabyte card in here because once I strap this to the tree, I hit record, and it records my entire hunt. I never touch it again until I get down out of the tree, and I turn it off. Now the batteries on this aren't going to record for that long of a duration, so I use an Anchor battery bag, or battery pack bank, battery bank. Sorry, I can't talk. And this comes in a bag that's absolutely awesome because it hangs right from the magnetic clip. All right, so this is a 20K one. It'll last, I don't know, 6-8 hours, a long time. And that's on top of the battery that's in it. Now, what I also run with that too is I keep this waterproof. Here's a wet weather hack with GoPros and recording. This is waterproof unless you open up this door and plug in usually you have to open it up like this, and then there's a USB plug-in inside. I don't know if you see that, probably not, but just trust me. There's a USB plug-in inside. So if you had a battery bank, typically you'd plug that in like this. You'd open up the door and you plug it in, and then it will run continuously off the battery bank. Well, obviously I don't want to keep that door open because the elements will destroy my camera. So I bought this magnetic door, and so if you look really closely, you'll see the little pins on there. So this is the new magnetic clip. It's kind of like if you're used to Apple products when they have the magnetic, charging adapter on the outside of the MacBook. That's it, boom. And then I plug the side of my battery bank, and it powers it up, and I don't have to worry about it being exposed to the elements. Now my battery bank I do, but if it starts to rain out, then I just pull that out, stick it in my pocket for a little while, and then as soon as it stops raining out, I'll take it out of my pocket and put it back up. If it starts raining really hard, I'm getting out of the woods. I'm not staying in the torrential downpour. So I'll just throw it in my bag at that point where it'll stay relatively dry in my bag. And the battery pack's only $40, so I'm not really worried about risking it to the elements. If it gets wet and gets ruined, whatever, I'll just get another one. I'm not gonna pack like a waterproof bag for my battery bank because I don't want to be in the woods if it's raining that hard where I have to worry about it. All right, so that's that. And I think that's everything. And also in the bowling ball pack over here, I have nothing. So, I have a carabiner right here. So this is a screw gate carabiner, and I use this just to attach this to my hip strap. So I hang it. So now that my foot's falling asleep, let me try to get up and not fall down and look like an idiot. All right. Whoa. So that is everything, my friends, and I will get up and I'll show you everything right now. So here we go. So from my sticks to the bag, to the MVP, to the pocket arm, to the saw, to the scorpion hook, to the strap hoist, to all this other great stuff, my Arsenal platform, my carnivore saddle, the his strapped battery bank, the GoPros, all that stuff. That is what I carry in the woods with me, and this is what it looks like all out of the bag. Now, I still have plenty of room in that bag to stick a jacket, gloves, whatever. Hope you liked my bag. Hope you liked my gear. If you didn't, you don't need to. It's my stuff. I'm just trying to help you out with a different perspective of what I do. If you don't like it, that's cool. I respect that. Everyone's got their own style, and I'm sure you're successful as I am, maybe even more successful. So who am I to say? But I know I'm really comfortable in the woods with my gear. I'm not uncomfortable, and I have everything I need to produce a good video for you guys to watch. All right, guys, again, as always, good luck on your woodland pursuit. Happy hunting.